From the beginning of time, human beings have searched for meaning, for something higher than themselves, something that gives life a purpose. But over centuries, this pure search has been hijacked by traditions, beliefs, and so-called religious authorities who claim to have all the answers. What started as a personal journey of self-understanding and inner growth slowly turned into a rigid system of control, blind faith, and fear. Real dharma, which is self-knowledge, was replaced by teachings that encouraged obedience and suppression. The true meaning of spirituality, living in awareness, compassion, and intelligence, got buried under layers of rituals, rules, and beliefs that had no connection with reality or life. People stopped questioning and started believing blindly. Instead of asking, why, they were taught to say, yes. Instead of looking within, they were taught to follow the crowd. In many societies, children are born into belief systems without their consent. Before they even know how to think, they are told what is right and what is wrong, who to worship, what is holy, and who is untouchable. Their natural curiosity is slowly killed. If a child asks too many questions, he is seen as disrespectful. He is told to believe what elders say, what the priest says, what the book says. Reasoning is seen as rebellion. Slowly, the child learns that it is safer to remain silent than to ask. This is how blind faith is planted, by making people afraid to doubt. And once fear becomes the base of belief, people can be manipulated easily. Religious gurus and institutions took advantage of this fear. They created complex systems of rituals and superstitions, convincing people that if they did not follow certain practices, terrible things would happen. If you don't go to the temple, your life will be filled with suffering. If you don't donate money to the guru, your ancestors will not rest in peace. If you touch someone from a lower caste, you will be impure. If a woman speaks too freely or asks too many questions, she is considered immoral. These are not spiritual truths. These are tools of psychological control. Real spirituality does not divide people, it unites them. It does not create fear, it brings clarity. It does not depend on outside practices, it blossoms from within. In the name of religion, we have built walls between people. One group thinks their God is the only true one. Another believes that salvation is possible only through their path. These beliefs have caused wars, riots, and endless suffering. In reality, all these systems are human inventions, created by people who wanted power and influence. If we look closely, many religious scriptures are written by men, not by any divine power, but by men who lived in societies full of inequality, dominance, and cruelty. And these texts reflect those values. Women are told to serve men. Lower castes are treated as impure. Animals are sacrificed in the name of God. These are not spiritual acts. These are reflections of a deeply sick mind trying to hide its violence behind holy words. True spirituality means to wake up from all this. It means to see clearly without filters. It means to look at life as it is, not as others say it should be. It is not found in temples or holy books. It is found in awareness. When you are aware of your thoughts, your fears, your desires, and your conditioning, you begin to understand yourself. And when you understand yourself, you don't need any belief system to guide you. You become your own light. But this kind of self-knowing is dangerous for those in power. Because a person who thinks for himself, who does not follow blindly, cannot be controlled. Take a simple example. Festivals where animals are sacrificed in the name of tradition. People gather to kill innocent beings thinking they are pleasing some higher power. But how can cruelty be holy? How can violence bring peace? This is the blindness of belief. If people just paused and looked into the eyes of the animal before killing it, they might feel the truth. But they don't look. They are told by their elders that this is sacred, and they follow. This is the power of tradition. It can make kind people commit cruel acts just to fit in. Real spirituality would teach compassion toward all life forms. It would teach that every living being has the right to live, feel, and be free. In many parts of the world, religion has been used to justify discrimination. A woman who wants to express herself is told to remain silent because the scriptures say so. A lower caste child is denied education because he is born into a so-called impure family. A man is taught that having multiple wives is a blessing if done under the name of religion. These ideas are not spiritual, they are political. They are designed to maintain a structure where some rule and others serve. And unfortunately, many politicians support these systems because they benefit from them. They attend religious ceremonies, donate to temples, and quote holy texts to win votes. This is not devotion. It is business. True spirituality has no interest in power, fame, or money. It has only one aim: to free the human being from inner conflict and suffering. But the modern religious industry does the opposite. It adds more guilt, more fear, more pressure. People are made to feel they are sinners by birth. They are told they are unworthy unless they follow a path laid out by others. Even love, which should be the purest feeling, is turned into a controlled contract. Intercaste or interreligion marriages are opposed in the name of preserving culture. What kind of culture is so weak that it is afraid of love? There is also the deep-rooted problem of psychological fear planted in people's minds from a young age. Fear of punishment in hell, fear of bad karma, fear of dishonoring the family, fear of social rejection. These fears keep people locked in invisible prisons. They do things not because they understand, but because they are scared. A man may not eat meat during a religious month, not because he respects life, but because he fears bad luck. A woman may cover her face, not out of choice, but because she is taught that she is impure. This is not morality. This is slavery of the mind. And when the mind is in chains, no true intelligence can grow. Desire and lust are other areas where religions have created confusion. Natural feelings are labeled as sins. People are taught to suppress their desires instead of understanding them. Suppression creates more frustration, more guilt, and sometimes even secret exploitation. Many so-called gurus have been caught misusing their power for sexual pleasure. They preach purity but live in hypocrisy. This shows how twisted things have become. Instead of helping people understand their own minds and desires, religious teachings often make people ashamed of being human. And what about animals? In many belief systems, animals are seen as lower beings, created only to serve humans. They are used for food, rituals, entertainment, and work, without any compassion. People forget that animals too feel pain, fear, and love. A cow cries when her calf is taken away. A dog mourns when her friend dies. Yet people justify cruelty by saying animals don't have souls or that God gave humans the right to dominate. This arrogance is deeply rooted in religious and cultural conditioning. True spirituality would teach humility, not domination. It would teach that life is interconnected, that harming one part of it harms the whole. We must also understand how male-dominated religions have shaped society. Most religious leaders, gods, prophets, and decision-makers are men. Women are given secondary roles. Their bodies, clothes, voices, and freedoms are controlled in the name of purity. Even today, in many places, a woman cannot enter a temple during her period. She is seen as impure. But what is more impure than a mind that sees natural life processes as dirty? Real impurity is not in the body, but in the thoughts that shame it. To break free from all this, we need to start seeing clearly. We need to observe our minds, our fears, our beliefs. We need to question everything that has been given to us, every tradition, every ritual, every holy book. Not with anger, but with awareness. We must ask, does this make me more compassionate, more understanding, more free? If not, then it is not real spirituality. It is just an illusion dressed as truth. In real life, you will meet people who appear religious but are filled with anger, jealousy, and hate. And you will meet people who don't follow any religion, yet are kind, wise, and peaceful. This proves that spirituality has nothing to do with labels or appearances. It is about how you live. how you think, how you treat others, especially those who cannot benefit you. Feeding a hungry dog, listening to someone in pain, forgiving a mistake, these are spiritual acts. Lighting a lamp in a temple means nothing if your heart is full of darkness. We must reclaim spirituality from the hands of those who have used it for power. It is not a set of rules, but a journey into the self. It is not about following the crowd, but walking your own path with awareness. It is not about controlling others, but understanding yourself. And once you understand yourself, you will naturally become more compassionate, more intelligent, and more free. You will not need priests, rituals, or gurus to guide you. You will be your own teacher, your own light. That is the real Dharma.